So let's talk about that. Let's like segue into these concerts. You know, they call it concert goers behaving badly, and I'm just trying to figure out what
possesses them. What possesses them?
I'm a mental health professional, you know, and so I deal with a lot of things often.
What is possession?
And I'm just like, what happens to you that says to you, I should throw my phone and hit a person in the face? I should throw water on
the person.
I should, like, is there this personal thing that, I mean, is it a narrative you're saying, I mean, schizophrenia is a real thing, you know, paranoid, you know, behavior patterns, whatever. Something's telling you to, like, do something to these people. It's just, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's been white, black, rap, R&B, it doesn't. I mean,
but I think it's that almost sometimes it could be that sense of entitlement and privilege. It's like, because people we know on social media, if somebody says to do something or they don't like something, they troll them and they say different things. So they're thinking that they know these people personally. I think a lot of times it's like that whole reality, because it's funny. Somebody asked me what was truth, and I said truth shifted once reality TV became what people think is really reality.
That is the word.
So then that's how they see. They see social media as stuff is reality, but that's not reality. So I think they've created some narratives at times about these people, and they're like, oh, I'm in close proximity, so I can throw something at them. But they have to remember, these people are human. They always haven't been singing or doing what they do.
Exactly.
So when somebody pop you
back, or even get triggered. So for example, mine was in my hometown, Detroit, and a guy is hitting a woman. She immediately jumps off that stage
into defense
and
mode.
She said in an interview she was triggered by that, and it is like a reaction. She had to point. She was on security, like, get off of me. I'm about to go handle this situation. I think we forget they're human. That's a human being up there who's had real life experiences as well. You know, for example, I was laughing that I said. Cardi B, I said, she didn't even think about that thing. But as soon as that hit her, she just flew. I mean, the aim was,
that was her risk.
Like,
that was her for it. Her fight.
It did. I said, she didn't think twice about throwing
Not at all.
I cracked up at that. So I don't know. I'm just telling y'all, be careful about who's around you at these events.
You have to be,
I mean, August is definitely concert season, and so be really careful. Yes, when you're in these spaces, look around you, pay attention, and if you are thinking about doing something to harm go enjoy the show. How about that?
Because that's what it is supposed to be about, entertainment. Because I know I was at a concert a couple months ago, and I was asked, because when you go to concessions, people, they're asking, they're like, take the top, we can't serve it to you with the top off. I can give you a cup. And at first I was like, well, why would you do that? Why are you? And then it's more, they were like whoever the performer was, they asked us not to let you. And then I know at the Erykah Badu concert, if you were on the floor, the guy would have you pouring your stuff in a cup and throwing the bottles away because of situations where people have been throwing bottles, their water bottles at the performance. So it was just have to keep people safe and think about it. But we might have mentioned Cardi, so it would be remiss if we don't bring up Carly.
I mean, look, hey, we have topics in y'all right now. Okay, these are the things that we have been chatting about that we feel like we need to bring y'all in on.
Yes.
Carly, oh blessed Carly. Yeah. I mean, there is so many things. I think all of us in community went through so many emotions when it came to, Carly, not Cardi throwing that mic, but Carly making this whole, abduction situation. I think that for me, at first I'm like, okay, it doesn't sound right, but people do. Human trafficking is a thing.
It is. And especially if you're in a major thoroughfare where the interstate system, it's easy to get picked. Yeah.
Exactly. We know that because we're in Tennessee, right? So we know about our 24 and our 40
and our 65,
which are, you know, Atlanta, you know, Alabama, like Georgia, Alabama.
You can easily get to California.
Yes. And so we're fully aware. So part of us is like, okay, let's collectively pray and
that she gets us to get returned.
And so then you start picking the story apart a little bit and you're like, well, this does sound a little odd, but maybe people's reality are their reality. And sometimes I think because we work in a profession where we hear so many alternate realities.
That's a way to put it. Just a good way to put it.
But that we kind of are always going to lean to like, okay, there is a possibility of this being true. And then when it started to unravel, I don't know, I didn't feel as upset as everyone else did. How about you?
The reason why I didn't feel as upset is because at the beginning I was questioning some of it. Because one thing, like, because I watch
you on CSI.
I watch those kind of. I like those kind of shows because Most Wanted, all those are my kind of shows. So I watch, and so I always, when they said that they had left her watch and her phone, I was like, that's somebody that doesn't want to be found. And most definitely, I said that just is like, and then I was like, well, what were the other people? Because other people, if you were going down the street, somebody else would have seen this child. But I was also like, oh my goodness, I hope that they, they find her. Because like we know, like I said, I watched enough of these shows. Within the first 48, if you're not found,
you're gone.
9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a while.
Exactly.
They're not gonna find you alive. But then I also thought about, I said, if this story is created and constructed, I said, it is some mental health. I was like, so maybe she's had a mental health break. I said, stress, being, going to nursing school, being, just being a black woman, and, young black woman in today's society. I'm like, maybe the stress was too much. Yeah, and so because we know that some of the research says that people around 23, 25, that's when they have their first psychotic break.
Yes, exactly.
And I was like, well, maybe she imagined it.
That's what me and my husband both agreed to that. He's a medical professional. He's like, this is psychosis, right? I'm like, this sounds right, but but who knows?
Right.
But it did sound that way. And I just wasn't, I think the thing that, my friend had me cracking up. She was like, y'all don't know what y'all, she's like, somebody tweeted, like, y'all don't know, or X. That's a whole conversation for a different day too. He can change the name. Is like, y'all wanted Carly to be found, now she found y'all all mad at her. Did y'all want her to get murdered? Like, what did you want?
That people say you wasted my prayers.
Exactly. I'm like, it's true. We did want her to be found. We just didn't have her found. I guess he was like, what circumstance did you want her found?
What did you want to happen?
But I think the thing that I feel people are missing is like, this is still a mental health issue regardless. Like, maybe it wasn't pure psychosis, but there's some personality disorder.
There's some things that's
happening that you take the time to strategically do all of these things. That is not a well person.
No, it's not.
It's not a well person.
Let's just be honest about it.
And so maybe it didn't show up the way you expect it to show up or how you think it should show up, mental health. But that's
a mental health.
It's still
a mental illness.
Yes.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear.
Let us use
because we all have mental health.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let us use the right language. So, to help y'all because we don't want it to be misconstrued that this is healthy. Yeah. Because it's not.
It's not. Right.
It is not. And so I think, the prayers were worth it because you never know, y'all know prayers is what brought her back. So don't be mad at her.
And she didn't get abducted in wherever she was because things could have happened.
Things could have happened. And so that was, but I always think about that, us as a community. I always say, like, we don't have to own everybody's stuff as a community. It's okay, but just say Carly made a mistake. We don't got to say, you done messed it up for all of us. No, she hasn't. It's still black women, girls out there
that are missing.
And we are going to continue to advocate for them to be found.
Yes.
And so she did not mess
and
it
pray
up.
for their return home.
Exactly. So, y'all don't gotta beat Carly up as much as you want to. Be frustrated, I get it, but it's still a mental health issue, and we still should want her to get help for that.
Yeah, and it happened in Minority Mental Health Month also.
Boom. So look at there. So y'all now turn them prayers into her getting the help that she needs.
Yeah, because there is.
Then y'all will be angry.
We got there are therapists in Alabama.
There are. I know some. So
I do
there
too.
you go.
I do too. So if y'all, if she needs one, we deal.
Yes. So y'all, 2 things that y'all learned from Hot Topics today. 1, don't throw things at people at concerts. Just go enjoy the concert. Don't be up here acting crack.
Right.
And then number 2 is mental illness can show up in a myriad of ways.
Yeah.
And so we still have to
It's unique to
encourage people to get the help that they need.
Mhm.
And if you are seeing signs and symptoms and behavior patterns that you are concerned about,
Please
address that with your friend, your family.
ask them for support help, because something I always don't forget, and like if it's crisis, have them to reach out to 988, which will get them connected to a crisis person within their community.
Exactly. And let's not be afraid to go to people we love and care about and say something's not right.
Is everything okay?
I can see something's not
or
right.
I notice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we encourage you to do that. We are excited, y'all. We are excited to be back. We are excited about this month and, our topics and our episodes. So we look forward to hanging out with y'all for the rest of the month.
Yeah, we're back.
So if they need to find you, Dr. Dangerfield, where are they going to find you at?
On Instagram at I am Dr. Dangerfield.
And if you're looking for me, you can find me at I am Dr. Patience. And if you are looking for the both of us, please find us at
I am Brown Girl Banter.
And we assume you're on YouTube, but share this. I was just saying I am Brown Girl Banter. Share Brown Girl, one word, Banter on YouTube. Share, like, comment, send out, whatever you have to do to pub this, because we feel like it's going to be some really good content. And if you need to get caught up with this season, please
Get the look
do. June was amazing. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for that feedback that you all provided. We just know that it touched so many people in so many different ways, both topics that we talked about. So if you missed June, go look, go get caught
Yes,
up.
go check it out. And we can't forget, this is the month of August. We have to say shout out and happy birthday to our behind the scenes guy, Riley. His birthday is August the 2nd. So in the comments, say happy birthday, Riley.
Leo season.
Yep.
I'm a Leo too, Riley.
I think you were a Virgo. Okay, that's a whole.
Y'all take care. Bye.
Bye, Brown Girl Banter.